now freed up.
Along with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce will be with us courtside. And the Magic start out with a ball. Here's Suggs. If you like slow-paced basketball, you've come to the wrong place. These teams love to run.
Oh, they love to run. I mean, these teams score a great deal of transition baskets. They want to use their speed, their quickness, and attack the defense before it gets set.
And it's good as he snugs it right through the net.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
The three from Suggs. Porzingis grabs the board. Now here's Durant. A real weapon on offense, averaging around 24.5 a game. Driving inside. And so the ball out of bounds. Brown touched it last. Orlando with the ball. Wagner on the wing. Back to Suggs. To the inside. Isaac. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
They haven't been able to find their rhythm. That's 3 straight misses now.
And count it. The shot is good, and he'll go to the line.
Hey, Jaylen Brown is a strong dude. He takes the hit and completes the play.
Boston shooting their first free throw of the night. Free throw no good for Brown. And you look at Jaylen Brown, Grant. Not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall, and he could dunk through a brick wall, too. But it's just so hard to move him off his path when he's on his way to the rim.
Now here's Suggs. Continues to make an impact on offense, putting up 21 a game. The three from Banchero. Holiday grabs the miss.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start here. They're 0 for 4 to begin the game.
Porzingis misses. Here's Black. Averaging around 6 a game. Oh, got that one up quick.
Well, they missed their first 4 shots, but finally able to get one on the board. Sometimes you just need to see that first one go down.
Now here's Durant. Over Banchero. Again, the miss by Boston.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
Here's Suggs. That one's good. This game is all even.
You know, a mix of power and agility helps Suggs beat the interior coverage.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I briefly spoke with Jamal Mosley. I asked him about the star power that they're up against tonight, and he said, quote, "I'm not worried about the highlight reel plays. I'm worried about the relentless nature of that team over there. And the ringleader is Jrue Holiday. He plays every possession on both ends of the floor."
And Allie, thanks. Hits a three-pointer.
And you know, Suggs seems to be shooting it with more confidence now, especially from deep.
And here's Brown for three. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday. Brown's got his second bucket of the night.
When you get faced up at one end, you want to get it back at the other.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
To the paint. 5 on the clock. Here's Banchero. It's hauled in by White. One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great.
Banchero still without a bucket. Shoots over White. Banchero no good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Pass to Black. Launches a three. Buries it from three. Black's got 5 points.
Yeah, nice dime from Banchero there, wanting to work it over to his teammates whenever he can.
Here's Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. On the wing, Isaac takes a three. And again, it's Orlando with a three.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Brown can't hit.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
It's Suggs with a drive. Here's Black. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so the first quarter is in the books. Orlando ahead. They lead by 4. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And for the Magic guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
Yeah, they gave the other team no time to breathe. Every time they got the ball, they were off to the races. And you see how effective this aggressive mindset can be.
And the basket by Brown.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
And here's Anthony. Outside heel. Here's Yabusele, defended by Dunn. Back to heel. Three-pointer off the mark. Boston trailing. Oh, look out! JB throwing it down.
Flashing his athleticism there. Once Brown gets solid interior positioning, he's focused on jamming it home. Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
There's a screen by Anthony. Beyond the arc. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
White with it. He's scoreless. Outside White. Launches it. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Well, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Celtics trail by 3. White looking it over. Pass to Brown. And the jam by Brown.
Oh, man, the defender fights on the up fake, giving him a clear line.
That's too pretty. Now Looney. Heel to the ball. 4-3. Hield on the wing. Lets the three fly. He drops it from range. Hield's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Left side, Brown. Porzingis sets a screen. Brown can't hit. Orlando leading by 4. Smith left side. And there's the screen. Out to the wing. And this is a star-driven league, but talk about the importance of role players, Grant.
Oh, B.A., a lot of times they're the ones who carry the day. You know what you'll get from your stars, but when the X factor ignites, that can make the difference.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, this young Magic roster has chemistry. Coach Jamal Mosley said they're so tight together. It's just organic. They're happy and creating these relationships over time. And it's because they're all just good kids that like being around each other. Guys, that's what you want.
Yeah, no question. Something to build on, Allie. Thank you.
Well, this is the dirty work you love to see Porzingis doing. Saving the play and getting them a bucket.
Smith outside. Three-pointer, Anthony. Can't get that one to go. He's just 2 of 5 now from the field. Pass to Brown. Done with it. Guarded by Smith. Tries the spin move. White. Up again. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Huge putback. This guy plays with so much energy.
I don't know anybody that goes after the boards harder. Here's Yabusele. Pass to Hield. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. Here's Anthony. And once again, off the mark by Orlando.
Yeah, he hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient right now.
Porzingis sets a screen. And he lobs it up top.
And you know, in this quarter, they've really brought up their shooting percentage.
Orlando trailing here. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clock. And Anthony slams it in.
Well, that's where Anthony is at his best, when he's getting downhill and attacking the basket.
.16 seconds left in the second. Now here's Brown. 11 points in the game. Porzingis for 3. Anthony feeling it out a bit. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. Cole Anthony, he's been the guy making things happen for Orlando. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We'll be right back. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. And here's Boston. Looking ahead, they've got the Mavericks coming to town for their next one, and that's a 1-game homestand for the club. And stolen by Suggs. And the Magic pushing it up now. He launches a 3. Fires, hitting the triple. Suggs has got 8.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
Coach, you look at someone like Jalen Suggs. Man, has he improved his shot.
Yeah, Brian, I think you've always loved the effort that he brings at the defensive end of the floor. But now he's a much more efficient shooter, much more decisive, and really understands his role.
And Carroll. Boston with a rebound.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the board.
And there's the rejection.
Yeah, this is something we might see Banchero work on, improving his ability to knock away shots. All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Here's Thomas. No points yet. Screen by Durant. From the arc. It's rebounded by Wagner. And here's Wagner. He'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. They lead by 4. The 3 ball. Queta pulls it in.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Dunn. The shot comes out. Oh, great D that time from Isaac.
Not a great start to the second half. Just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Wagner up top. Suggs outside. Shot clock at 6. The kick out to Banchero. All alone. And he knocks the jumper down. Banchero's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, this is a part of Banchero's game they'd like to develop here in the league.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Inside. And stolen by Banchero. And the Magic pushing it up now from behind the arc. Holiday grabs the miss. Celtics trail by 6. Here's Durant. Oh, great D that time from Isaac.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
Down low. Here's Suggs. Howard down after the assist led him to the lane.
Well, we saw Suggs' ability to take over games at the collegiate level, doing the same here in the NBA.
They need this. The shot by Holiday, no good.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down.
And so they foul intentionally. Boston making a switch here. 1:44 left in the third. Here's Suggs. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Off the bounce, Suggs showing his athleticism.
And here's Holiday. No points so far. 1:19 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. It's going to go on Jalen Suggs. And this is his second attempt at the line tonight.
And when you talk about Jaylen Brown, you have to bring up his two-way ability. He's a pure scorer who can also guard the opposing best wing. There aren't a lot of guys like Brown in the league.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, after some down years in Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis said, I really checked myself. From that point on, I started building my game back up. Sometimes when you're younger, your physical abilities might already be there, but your mental is not. Once that all clicks, that's when you've got something.
Well, it's a good way to think of it. Thanks, Allie. And he lobs it up to the rim. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
Yeah, with this bigger build, Banchero sets a solid pick, and then he quickly rolls into open position.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
Yeah, and they're fighting to get back in this one, but unfortunately, he just keeps coming up empty.
They get it back. Wagner outside. No good on the 3. Outside White. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
1 second left. And so it's the Orlando Magic closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. They've been aggressive.
The Celtics, 31.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Orlando leading by 7. Here's Black. Suggs, right side. For 3. Connects from downtown. Suggs has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Outside Porzingis. To the middle. Ooh, the defense just making it easy for Durant.
You're cutting after setting the pick. Durant just positions himself well to score in these situations.
Suggs surveys the D. Wagner outside. Back to Suggs. From outside the arc. And again, it's Orlando with a three. Stan, you've coached some great defensive anchors in your time. Who do you view as the best in the game today?
Well, Brian, you probably have to start with Rudy Gobert, but we've got guys like Brook Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, and then we've got two young ones coming up that could be as good as we've seen in Wemby and Chet Holmgren.
So for the Magic, White hits them both. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Anthony with it. They set the pick. Yabusele. And another three for Orlando.
They're really employing a deep range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding him.
Pass to Durant. It's stolen by Hield. Now Anthony. Looney, the screen. Inside. Back to Anthony. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. You know, Grant, we've seen career performances in the play-in tournament, but the stats don't count for regular season or the playoffs.
You know, that's crazy, B.A. So let's just count them as playoff stats. It used to be only 3 rounds instead of 4, so there is a precedent to adding more games to the official postseason.
For 3, Durant. Down low. Rebound by the Magic. Now here's Smith. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. That one on White. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for Orlando.
Well, the defense hasn't done nearly a good enough job of getting back in transition, and they've taken advantage, racking up fast break points against them.
Well, another area they've been productive is off of turnovers, scoring many times after forcing the ball out of their opponent's hands.
On defense, the Magic. 14 points, their largest margin of the game. Oh my goodness! Jaylen Brown takes one out of the rafters.
A big athletic finish by Brown, polishing off the lob pass with authority.
And here's Smith. Anthony outside. Looney, the screen. Shot clock at 5. And Cole Anthony good for 3. And the Magic lead by 15.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Smith outside. There's a screen by Anthony. To the paint. It's stolen by Holiday. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. And Brown with the stuff.
And over time, we've seen Brown ease into accepting more responsibility on offense. He's now a dangerous scorer.
Fires for 3. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis. And so it looks like it'll be Orlando's ball still. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. Anthony outside. 6 to shoot. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
Well, Anthony is a creative scorer and knows how to get the defense off balance.
He's off on the first.
Cole Anthony.
And he's good on the second. Will stand the minimum games threshold for postseason awards. It seems to be working as a motivator.
Well, especially, Brian, because those awards can impact player contracts. So that benchmark, 65 games, about 80% of the schedule, that's a bar that players are looking to surpass.
Do you like the 65 games, or would you like to see a different number?
I mean, I think it's great. If anything, I'd like to see it higher.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Magic.
One area where they set themselves apart today, their aggressiveness in getting steals.
It really hindered their opponent all game long. And, of course, it helped spark their own offense.
And they earned win number 9. Each win so important in this league.
And having this win on the books might give them a little mental advantage the next 2 times these squads meet.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Jalen Suggs.
A quality offensive outing. When you get it going like he did, I'll tell you, it's one of the best feelings in basketball.
They get it again. Healed for 3. Knocks down the triple. And the Magic lead by 18.
Impressive job by...
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
So no problem for Orlando as they get the win. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort. They were just dominant out there.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
Money up, okay, you match my vibe. I wanna be with you. 24 one night. I wanna be with you. Money up, okay, you match my vibe. I wanna be with you.